What is going on, everyone? It's cold and dark here. What's it doing? Welcome, everybody. I got Soup Hal in the chat. I got Sherry Tango wanted me to shout out Hawk for sharing this. Right on, Hawk. I appreciate it. Got cryptids are for me. What's going on? Ristol and got Amy True, Pork Chop Express. Got Jeff Matlow, Cat Tattoo, Wild Cat Tattoo. Got Oki. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Well, here we are. We're deep in the Uwharries, in a very secluded sort of trailhead pseudo parking lot kind of situation here. And I was here's what I'm kind of working with here. This is an audio heavy place, so I got a similar setup as like the super sound stick that Hal Holler uses. I was hoping I could tie it into the laptop and be able to switch it over to like the audio to that. I'm having trouble figuring out how to do it. It might be too many connections, but either way, we're going to try to get something for you guys here. This spot in particular is just very near a few if you go on the BFR website and check out the sightings encounters here, there's one in particular about some hammock campers who experienced some aggressive vocalizations towards them, and that was on in a camp area called Big Island Creek, which is off the Uwharrie Rec Trail. I think it's the Uwharrie Rec Trail. It might be the Dutchman's Creek Trail. Where I'm at right now, I'm kind of in the middle of a figure 8 of trails, and I'm near the kind of where they intertwine at. And so that was just like a few miles as the crow flies over here, maybe like 3 miles at max. But there's also been reports of like strange vocalizations just about a quarter mile away on the connector trail right here. But let's see, how's everyone doing? Loud and clear. Yeah, I should probably check to see if you guys can hear me. We all good? We all good? Everything's coming through? Oh, right on, right on. The bus is here, as you can see. Stoked out. I got the Starlink set up. It's actually, you see the setup here. I figured that should be guaranteed good signal. I'm in a wide open spot right now where the bus is parked at. And soon I'll kind of take you guys and walk you around a little bit, at least as best as I can attached to this laptop. There's a way I can link my phone, and I might try that here in a bit. But last time I tried to do it, it kind of messed up. My computer had to like shut down for a second and reboot. We got Julian Chad. Ada Cox is here. Miranda Crew, what's going on? Good to see you. I have my trusty chest rig on with a new thermal, which was given to me by a Halbender Scorpius right here. And this actually has the ability to go into an app. I have to figure out how to set up something where I can feed the info it's sending to an app into this. It uses Wi-Fi, but I can't use. I'm already using too much Wi-Fi. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Hopefully, we'll be hearing something here soon. It's fairly quiet out tonight. Right now, it's like I said, it's cold. There's a slight breeze in the air. Very quiet. Earlier in the day, there was a lot of frog noises. But right now, I'm not gonna lie. When I was setting up all this, it's like creepy because you come out here in the dark. I'll give you guys a quick little view of your surroundings after I blind y'all. So here's the fabled beast there, and there's a generator. I've yet to actually use it today. I've had plenty of sun. But now here we're looking kind of westerly, and west of us is the Uwharrie Trail, and there's a trail right here. This is it's a spur trail that connects to the Uwharrie Trail, but it's also a bike trail. So, and it runs kind of through this area. So this way is where a lot of vocalizations take place. So I'm kind of hoping that we get something from this direction. So I'm kind of setting everything up for that direction. Take you around some more. Now, once we get over here, This gate right there. Is the audio still coming in all right? I know I walked away a little bit. Is the audio good? We good? Everyone can hear me? Let me check up on chat real fast. There's a spooky outhouse. Ooh. Oh, that's a really good hand shadow on that. I got to focus up. We got Bigfoot flying here. Howbit Hollers in the chat. Right on, right on. Wait until I am old and senile before you come clean. Isn't that the rule that we all follow? Wait till we're all old and senile before we admit our crimes against humanity. So this trail, this gated road down here, I'm blinding you guys. So this gate right down here that can you guys see this? It's not this. Over there, there's a gate. That's a dirt road. It's closed off right now. It's usually mostly used for access during obviously like controlled burns, which they do in this area. And I believe they did it up in the north end already. So that's another thing to kind of factor in with what was that? Oh, that's the cats. Cats are like making a weird noise right now. I should put the super sound stick on them. But that dirt road, if you go up it, that actually takes you to the dead center crossroads of the two trails forming the figure 8. So that's another area that's worth listening. Basically, kind of like what I just pointed at is the area of interest. Now, behind me, though, is an equally creepy area. You see that? This is where I came in from. About a 1.5 mile dirt road. It's pretty much like this, too. It's just puddles and all that. Thought I want to say hi to everybody. I'm going to spin this over here. I'm getting all tangled up in my cords. Walk around. Hold on. Can we spot an Ogata down there? Ogata. He ran out earlier. But anyway, this dirt road is pretty creepy down here, too. Coming back around. All right. What's going on? The house does look kind of creepy. You know what? And this place kind of feels creepy because of that outhouse. It's one of the nicer privies in the entire forest. You've seen this place. It's literally just a gravel roundabout. There's really nothing here. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming enough people use the bike trails, because that's one thing I noticed during the day was there was people, like sporty people with bicycles that were coming through. So I guess there's just enough people that are biking. I mean, if I was having to mountain bike, I'd probably have to take a crap too after it was over. Tuna is she's around. Tuna's around. Tuna's pretty tired. I don't know what's up with Ogata. I don't know why he. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back. He gets very angsty at night. He's definitely a night owl. So let me see if I can hook up. I'd like for you guys to be able to hear. So I'm going to figure out how to kind of set this up where how it would broadcast into you guys. So maybe if I take it off of this, if I just go, check out this audio extension cord I got. It's like 25 feet. 3.5 ounces over. Let's hook this up real fast. I figure this is part of the fun too, is watching me figure out this stuff. Now on this, my little rig setup is you obviously see the IR for the night vision. There's a night vision camera here. And so if I'm hearing something and seeing something, I can go towards it and try to get a one and done, everything all at once. Let's see if I can hook this up. Now this won't be going into the recorder, tragically, but it will be recorded by the stream. So it's not exactly the best evidence capture, because it's getting recorded to a stream. But let's see if this works. I may have to leave the studio for a second, and then I'll be right back. I promise, folks. What device did I plug in? Headphones? No, it was not headphones. It was headset. See, I need to do. Is there another audio input? I don't think so. Let me go with headphones because that was like a weird little. There's something going on. H. Smith said, I'm wishfully looking for eye shine right behind. You know what? Like, I'm telling you, like, this area back here, that's woods. This is woods back here. Let me get a little brighter. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna back out of the studio and I'm gonna see if I can come back with the audio from the sound from the shotgun mic. Let's see if that works. Everyone, hang with me, guys. Hang with me. I'm back, everybody. I can't even see. It's not even showing a selection for that. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. We do have some helicopters going over. There it is right now. Actually, let's get you involved here. I'm gonna see if I can catch this just to test out that thermal real fast. Why not? Let me see if I can scope this Ogata out real fast. This is around the time that Robin Sage exercise starts up. It can actually kind of happen at any point in time. It's not like a set date thing. I take it probably because war is not like that. You kind of want to see what the cat looks like. Hey, you go. Go, go, go. I'm about to hit you with the strobe, bro. That didn't even phase him. He's a trooper. I couldn't see him through the glass. Is that weird? Should I not be able to see the Whoa, that's interesting. So he's right through that panel of glass, and I can't see it. I guess it's because the glass overtakes. I guess the temperature of the glass overtakes the uh the heat signature of the body behind it. That's something to kind of consider. That's interesting. Okay. Not that I'm like suggesting that these cryptids are walking around with panes of glass that are cold, but I don't know, something about crystal, glass is crystal. That's something to consider. Let me go catch up on chat. You need Joe there to find the quartz. Oh my god, this is like Uwharrie's quartz heaven. It's quartz heaven up here. Sherry Tango said the schoolie looks fierce back there. Don't it though? Don't those things just look mean? Fantastic. It is a head turner. It's one thing that I'm like, when you show up in a parking lot, people look at it. You generally get a double take. I think most people think it's a school bus at first. There's something yellowish about it, and then it's immediately like another take because you see crap on it. You see like solar panels. Having Hollow saying you're too loud. The forest people can hear you from miles away. I don't think I'm sneaking up on all of them. I just pulled in here with a turbo diesel. And like before, I watched the Hellman Holler stream before this, and then right after I had to like idle this thing for about 30 minutes just to make sure I had enough charge. But you know what? I got a really good charge today just from the sun. Like I said, I didn't have to run a generator at all. It was all sun power, baby. That's pretty cool. We got Castleberry in the chat. Paul F. Green, it's dark. Is it like so dark you can't? I mean, I can see myself, but is it like too dark for everybody? Do I need to get more lighting? I thought about putting it, doing the setup more on the side here. That's Paul Phil Weir asked, what year and model is that bus? It's a 96 International DT 466 engine. It's the 3600 series, and it's a Thomas built bus. You need some mannequin kids to set up in there. I feel like that would get some attention of the National Forest Service. Which, by the way, they came by here today to empty out the trash from the outhouse, and their power steering belt was like squeaking, and I was just surprised to see a government vehicle that was like had a squeaky alternator belt or power steering belt. I guess maybe I shouldn't be too surprised. Phil Weir's, I have a 03 International DT 466 and 30-foot long. They're legendary. Yeah, this is the 3600 series, so it's only like it maxes out at 25 foot from front to back. They only ran this series for I don't even think a decade. I think less than that. And they just kind of I think other buses kind of filled the needs for it. Pull up the gas station, stagger out as if you're drunk, screaming at mannequins over your shoulder, then get back and drive away. That'd be fun. I might be calling some attention to people. I had to stay in a parking lot and a gas station over the weekend not over the weekend, just the last 2 days during the storm. And I thought that would be really chill, but it's not. Like weird people just pull up in there in the middle of the night and then just hang out in the parking lot, and you just kind of see weird stuff going on in the car. It wasn't like that was. I'm gonna be a lie. That was a little bit creepier than even this situation I'm in now. But so far, it's like it's very quiet. You can hear. I like the sound of like the breeze just kind of like slowly going through the hillsides. That's cool. U.S. Forest Service, lower level, cool gals. Yeah, and like out here in Uwharrie, there's very little like authorities actually working out here. I think there's actually only 2 rangers that maintain this entire place. That may have changed, but it was never much. That's why when there was like all that to do about all these government employees getting laid off, and people are like, well, aren't you worried about the Uwharrie if they lost half their people? And it's like 2 to 1 isn't really like, I don't know if it's noticeable. Jesse said that you should try these streams, the Bigfoot bus or Squatch and Schoolie. Squatch and Schoolie ain't bad. There's something to it. I don't necessarily like the word squatch, though. I mean, I use it. It's in my vocab. Having a bus attractive, a lot of different attention for sure. Yeah, when it's It's like I said, it's like a definitely a showstopper wherever you go. One thing I like about this one being short, and it's a very short wheelbase. I mean, there's the back wheel on it right there, and it's only like I would say like 12 feet from the front wheel, so you got a very short wheelbase. And so I was driving around the other day, just kind of tested how it can turn around on roads. So I did like a 3-point turn. I gave myself a little bit of someone's driveway just to kind of get in like an extra 4 feet. But other than that, like it scooted around and turned around real easy. You don't like the word squatch. I do like scotch. You don't like the word squatch, but say vocab unironically. That must be that. Did Jesse get a hold of the phone on that one? That sounds like a Jesse saying. That sounds like one of her stabs. What we got here? Amy True said just a turbo diesel, totally quiet. It's yeah, it's well, you know what was crazy though when I did that stream the other day and I had to run it. I think it was the storm stream that the noise canceling. People said they didn't hear the engine at all, which is like mind blowing because when you're inside there, that's all you hear is like. Oki says, MK, you got to have a name for the bus. Blah, blah. Yeah, I know. And I'm still waiting for, I believe a name should just come to it. And one hasn't really popped up yet. The last like couple of days, it's been referred to as The Thing. I'm not opposed to that. It is my favorite John Carpenter movie, but I don't know if it's The Thing. It needs like a cool chick's name, like Petunia or something. You know, it needs a sexy, powerful woman name. Do you ever have to stay at truck stops? I mean, I guess the Eldorado outpost would be considered a stop for trucks. It's more for like off road. And I haven't stayed at a truck stop yet. I definitely foresee that in the future at some point. Because like I said, whenever these bad windstorms come around, I really don't want to be in the woods because like it is my house, like all my stuff's in there. So if a tree were to take it out, that would suck. That would suck really bad. So I do need to find like clear areas, at least for like an evac, where I can just get out somewhere. Uh, Oki says, Wild Thing. Wild Thing's not too bad. It's got a theme song already. Be expensive to get the licensing for it. Big Bertha. I actually called it Big Bertha today when I was coming down this dirt road right here. Like I said, when you're on like a gravel road, things got really quiet and weird. Get this recorder on it. Just in case. Let's line in. There has to be a way where I can tie this in so you guys can hear it. Kind of ruins the vibe a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start a recording on this. Leave that there. I'm just going to record. Maybe I should take it out too. Well, no, I want to be close. Guess I got to turn it. The Flogging Rover. Ooh, that's good. Valhalla Queen. Ooh, Valhalla Queen isn't bad. That's in a ballpark somewhere. Magic Carpet Ride. I am like a Trekkie, so I definitely had like a first contact moment with Magic Carpet Ride when I took her out the first time. I named my Ram truck Olivia after Olivia Wilde. Why does that name escape me? Who's Olivia Wilde? I know that name. What was she in? Someone name a movie that she was in or a show. Cecil the Diesel. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. I got someone with the name Cecil. I had an ex girlfriend who had an ex named Cecil, and like the whole thing. Always have to hear the name Cecil, and we also looked the same, so that was really weird. Traditional hippie bus were generally referred to as arrows. They were the head of the caravan. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool right there. I love the old schoolies. Whenever I see someone fix up like an old 40s bus, that always kind of makes me happy. Let me make sure this is still. Is this still going? If is Hellman Holler in the chat? If I take this windscreen off, there's like a foam thing underneath it, a foam screen. Uh, if it's not super windy, do you think I could lose this and get better audio? It's a tech question. Bigfoot Bang Bus is actually probably more accurate. It's been rocked and rolled a few times, if you know what I'm saying. Olivia was in Tron Legacy. Okay, I know exactly who you're talking about. Okay, yeah. Olivia was a doctor in house. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about there. You have a foam screen and a dead cat on ? Both. It's like I can't I ask a question and then I get 2 questions back. Yeah, that's what I said. Because it was windy out earlier. So I put the cat screen on, or the cat fur. And I don't know, can you just first off, that's gonna be audio hell when I go listen to it. Let me pull this off real fast. Let me set this here. Oh my god, it's so cold outside. Everything's stiffening up. This feels like it's too loose. And no jokes about this, guys. I don't want to hear no jokes in chat about what I'm going to do with this later. But do I just tighten it up by itself around it? Is that it? Wouldn't that kind of knock around? Like, wouldn't this? Look at that. That looks terrible on the stream. MK, you stole Cecil's girl. I do that. That happens. You should only have one. You mash down the phone. No, it doesn't mash down. That's what I'm saying. If I put this thing that I am definitely going to take pictures in later on tonight, but put that in there, that's loose. Like that's going to knock around and hit the microphone like it's doing right now. Right? But then I think it requires this to be in it. This is nice and taut right there. Like that's working. It looks like a warmer. It does, right? This looks comfy. I'm wearing this to bed tonight, guys. That's a super sound stick. Kind of limp, MK. Don't worry. It'll get straightened out. Don't worry. The dead cat's probably been stretched out. You're dang right. I can fit a whole fist in this. Althea is a good bus name. I think I came across that. I was looking at Celtic names, like female names, something like warrior or something like that. And there was a few of them. Oh, we got Michelle Johnson in chat. Well, we're having a good time. We're having a laugh at this cat skin thing that apparently I've been using wrong the entire time. Apparently I'm not supposed to sleep with it. Yeah, I think it has to go on there. That's way too loose. Oh, I got something over here. Man, I wish you guys could hear this. You need a dead cat design specifically for that size microphone. This came with the microphone. This is what was with it. Feel Weird said it's a Grateful Dead reference. I was never into the Grateful Dead. I enjoy their merchandise and their t-shirts, but I don't think I can name a Grateful Dead song. I'm just gonna put this one on. Let's just go with that. And this, I'll save for later when it gets real cold inside that bus. MK, you gotta name it Aunt Meg or Steaks and Eggs. I'm liking Meg. Okay. Little Aunt Meg. I like Aunt Meg. That's going somewhere. It says on the first page of the instructions, please do not, I don't know what that word could possibly mean, the dead cat. Did you not read the instructions? Just my eye will open something up and just throw the instructions away. I don't need it. I don't want it. Let's test out. Now I wonder if this camera. I throw this since we're just waiting. I got the recorder going, but I'm going to pop this on a charger because it is cold outside. I think we're in the 30s already. So I'm going to I have to kind of fight these batteries, keep everything all charged up. And I'm getting some weird noise. I think it's coyotes. It's kind of yapping in it from a distance, not like nearby. But I'm gonna keep this. I'm just gonna point this guy right over there, just for some duration of this. Sherry Tango said, "Iron Maiden, a name befitting a queen. Roared warrior energy. Iron Maiden. I'm digging it. I'm digging it." But at one point, I was kind of calling her Old Ironsides. That was when it was still had that prison bus paint scheme on it. Bob Johnson, I ran the snowblower this morning. Yeah, it's the weather all over the place has been absolutely crazy. Um, it's everywhere. Some people are dried out, getting cooked. Other people are freezing. Other people are getting blown away. It's everything. I got this drop recorder, so let's go put this somewhere. Um, it seems like again, like most of the noise is coming from this way. That's just like animal noises, but you know, I don't know. I gotta put this far away enough. We'll find a spot. We'll find a spot. We'll make it work. What model microphone do I got? Comica VM20. I do have the instruction manuals, but it is inside. But I can't go get that. Well, I have to fight some cats, but I can go get that. Bazilla. Okay, that's getting somewhere. That's getting somewhere. 11 degrees currently and snowing again here. 30 sounds balmy. Hey, that's the perks of living in the South, you know, when 30 degrees is like your cold weather. I grew up there in Pennsylvania, so I'm aware of what cold is. I actually prefer the cold over the heat. I'm one of those ones where you can only take off so much, but I can always add on layers, you know? It's cold in Greenville. My pipes are knocking. Woo! Ironside is a badass song. Right on. The Bee's Knees bus. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. What do I need to do? I gotta figure out what I need to take. I'm gonna go drop this recorder. I'm gonna bring you guys with me. I think I'm gonna put it over there by that gate. Probably a good spot. Well, I don't know. Should I do that? Because those bicyclists might come by and steal it. We'll go find a spot. Let me know if you guys can't hear me at any point. Well, I guess I won't know because I can't see the screen. But let me turn you guys around here. Kind of thinking I'm gonna. You guys having a fun time on this adventure with me? Okay. I think I'm gonna put it somewhere up in this area because that probably doesn't get too many people. The audio, if it hasn't cut out already, did make that, so I'll just put it back on. Okay. You know how weird it is where so I'm walking up that slope as you guys probably oh wait, is there audio? Let's check. You guys still hear me? We coming in? It's a not MK. You guys still hear me? Am I good? Right on, right on, right on. How weird is this? So I'm walking up that hill because that might be a good spot for a recorder. And I eyeball a stump. I go, that's a good stump. And right like on the edge of the stump, there's a bone. And I'm not saying like there's anything too strange about that, other than like it's odd that like, bones are always found. Look at this thing. Bunch of rodent kind of gnaw marks on it. You guys see that all right? Or is that like too bright? Again, nothing really mysterious, but just interesting. Put this back over here. Yeah, seeing you guys around. There we go. I swear that side light right here gets dimmer. Toe bone. Interesting. Flash that light back towards the wood. Something was standing there. Thank you. Kind of leave it more like this. You get a little more woods in the picture. Squirrels can chew bone to wear down teeth. Yeah, that's all I'm suggesting. That was some rodents chewing. It's just one of those things where like you eyeball something, then you walk up to it, there's a bone sitting there. Okay, unwittingly stumbles upon the next Patty footage tonight. Well, it's gonna get taken on. Well, the DJI would be all right if it get taken on, but it may get taken on this old Chinese night vision camera. And then don't worry, it'll be upscaled, AI enhanced, and then everything about it, and it's gonna be broken down. And then one day you're gonna see a picture of me next to a Bigfoot suit with boobs on it. But it's all right. It's just for dramatizations that they never talked about, never brought up. And conveniently, it just kind of looks like what they saw. Okay, that's still wild to me. Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone's gonna wait to see when it comes out. That's it. It's fun times we're living in here. Ever heard any knocking on the bus? I did actually on the second night that I was. No, it might have been the third night when I was in West Morris here just last week. It was a quiet night like tonight. There wasn't much going on. And it was around 10 o'clock. And oh god, that was Ogata screaming back there. And but I just heard like one thing hit the side of the bus. Now I was used to we had a lot of wind and stuff that day and for a few days straight. So I was used to hearing things hitting the top of the bus, and that's like exclusively where things would hit would be the top of the bus. But that night it was calm like this, and it was just one like good hit on the side of the bus. And that was in that site 10. or 11, site 10, I think, the Mike Green site that was shown in the Monster on Morse Mountain documentary. Do you hear it? It's coming. I'll detach the laptop here in a second and we'd kind of do a little walk around. Sherry Tango said, pick up a decoy tent with a recorder inside. You know, oddly enough, it's funny you mentioned that. Oddly enough, hold on, I'm gonna do a quick little tobacco offering here to the Sasquatches of the Uwharries. But my only exchange was with Mike Green was via email sometime in probably like 2005, 2006. And I told him that same thing. I was like, has anyone ever tried to set up a tent and maybe like just throw some bacon on a fire and then just leave either a trail camera in the tent or a recorder? And he was very receptive to the idea and all that. That was literally the only exchange I've ever had. And I would have been like 18, 19 when I had that. Directed by the great Jesse Doyle. Yeah, of course, it's Monster on Morse Mountain. You all have seen it. If you haven't, what are you doing with your lives? Agata just keeps making noises. I'm hearing like little stuff out in the woods. Nothing like paranormal. But with Agata back there making these weird little chimp noises. Great content coming through loud and clear here in the Midwest, USA. Good. Happy to hear that. I think I'm going to have to end up using some sort of like StreamYard, or not StreamYards, but like a Streamlabs type setup so I can start pumping in the different footage, because there is a way to get this thermal to show you guys it. And I like to get this, be able to be mounted up on a tripod and then be able to jump between like the sound stick to the thermal all in like quick little hotkeys hits. Squirrels. Oh, yeah. Like the noises outside. Yeah, I'm sure it's just squirrels. Like I said, when it gets cold out here, it gets real quiet in the Uwharries when it's like a cold night. And sound travels really far out here because it's not really like big mountains. It's very kind of like, they're more like hills. The tallest mountain on the Uwharrie Trail is Kings Mountain, and that's only 1,020 feet. I think the tallest mountain in this entire range is in the Burkheads, and I think it's like 1,200, maybe pushing it. So like small stuff, nothing too crazy. Mike MC asks, what kind of thermal do you have? It is a Guide TD 210. There's another word in there somewhere, but I don't quite remember it. It's like Sensat, a Guide Sensat TD 210. Is that it? What the fuck is that? Oh. Guys, can you quiet down? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go drink some water. Okay, so the knife check, I can do that. You guys, I think you guys have seen this before. This was given to me by the Honorable Joe and Jesse Doyle. It's the Espada right here. The proper knife. And I do rock this when I'm out now because it's very convenient. It's very large, but man, when you put this thing in your pocket, like when you put it in your pocket, for as big as that thing is, it doesn't mess with you at all. Like it kind of stays tucked right. It's right here. So it's like, it's not in front of you banging on you. It's on the back banging on you. It's just like right on the side. And it looks sleek like you don't see much of it. When you pull it out, there it is. That took way too long to pull up on my laptop. Now that's a knife. Yeah. Before that, I always just like went outside with, I don't know, never really been much of a knife person in general. It's usually like a multi-tool. I had the occasional like Swiss Army knife, things like that. Cypress, Texas checking in right on, Texas. Don't watch the other stream where I trash Texas barbecue. Oh, he says, so it's your sidearm. Whoa, now. Let's not get that serious. Take me out on a date first. You know what I mean? Buy me a drink. Okay, you're supposed to use the dead cat on top of the foam screen. Weird. Oh, so I was right. Oh, so I was right. Oh, look at me. I had told you I didn't need those instructions. I can wing it. That does seem like too much, though. That seems like that would deaden the audio so much. I'll just get a different a dead cat that's like more appropriate for what. Mike MC said Cold Steel is Spada. Is it Spada? I was told it was Spada, I think, but it does start with an E. So like my colonialism just adds that E to it. It's smaller than they are. I have an extra large. But you aren't supposed to F it in the first, though. Again, this is why I don't read the instructions. I'm going to ignore those rules. It's more of guidelines, really. Is this guy still running? It is quiet out here. It's going to be dropping down to, I think, 29 tonight. Let me check what the temperature is. Get a cool rundown. How we doing on battery? Well, that's plugged in. So I don't have to worry about battery on that. The GoPro, I keep calling it a GoPro. The DJI. Okay, that battery's still holding good too. Oh yeah, no, it's getting down to 27, 26 tonight. That's a cold one. Glad I refilled that propane tank. So other than that, we're just gonna sit around here and wait for something weird to happen. Sounds fun. I should go get a chair. In fact, I'm gonna go get a chair. I'll be right back. God, there's already frost crystals forming on this chair. Already 34 in Concord. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not too far behind you. There he goes with that cat again. Yeah, I snuck away to go make love to that dead cat. Love those nights. The only thing you heard was your heartbeat. This is one of those nights. Like if I were to actually like shut up and just if I was like laying in my hammock or something, that is about all you would hear. You just got a little bit of a light, like the breeze rustling through the branches. That's it. The stars are out tonight. Let me see if I can. Need to get a campfire started. Okay, there is actually a. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. There was an old wise cat just like appeared outside earlier. It was right before Hobbit Holler started the stream, and hung out by this. I put the generator right next to the fire ring here, but I don't usually do fires. You know what? Even when I was a hiker, I rarely did fires, especially if I was by myself. I hardly ever did fires. I had these string lights, the same ones I got hanging up in the bus. I had these string lights I would just hang up, and that was enough light for me. And then I usually just cooked with my stove. You really can't do fires on like I think it's because I'd spent time on the Appalachian Trail where like you really don't have time to set up a fire, then properly like put it out in the morning. So like you just don't do it. You just kind of cook with your stove and then you head out. So I was kind of just I think acclimated to just not having a fire around too much, which I think also kind of like led to maybe some of my like encounters out here, just because I was kind of doing something maybe different. If that makes sense. I can send this 14-degree wind chill temp your way. Bring it on, man. I got that propane heater in there. I'll max it out. And I'll make coffee. That's one thing I was so happy today. I was so proud of myself. So I've been really trying to figure out the power management of the bus. Like what can I do? How long do I have to charge it? And what can I do with the charge? So I attempted yesterday, I made sure that the bus had like a good charge on everything. So I let it run for like a good hour before sunset. I shut her down and then I turned off the inverter. I just went with the 12-volt systems available, which is just lights. If anybody got like a camper, it's exactly the same thing, or a boat. It's the same kind of setup. But in the morning, I wanted to see if I could flip on the inverter, bring up the DC plugs, and I got like a Ninja coffee maker. It makes cold brew. It's like a big coffee maker. I wanted to see if I could just make a coffee without having to start up anything, and just in the simulation of like if I'm in a campground and people are around, I can't just like start an engine up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I tested it out, and so I had a full battery to start with. I went through the night just running lights, and I was still kind of watching a little bit of the internet. But I was just using my phone stuff, like my phone hotspot, and went to bed. Woke up, and I hit the coffee maker, and it did. It brewed a cup of coffee without ever having to touch like a generator or start the engine up. I have multiple methods. I can either run the engine, which charges up the lithium batteries 4 times faster than the generator. So then I have the generator, which is supplement to the shore power. And then if I'm ever around like a 30 amp, I can just plug it in there, just like an RV. Can I say pussy wagon on here? You can say pussy wagon on here. That's fine. I actually, yeah, I'll stand by that. I'll bring it up. Look at that. You can say it. This is freedom, baby. Patty's fake. It's a whole new ball filter in now. We can say pussy wagon on a Bigfoot hunt. Not that I don't know if Patty was ever stopping that from happening. Okay, says campfires are a must. Yeah, I mean they're nice, definitely. Like when I'm with a group of people, I definitely am a fan of. Um, oh, I know Pork Chop. I know. I'm down with the movies. I pop a movie in and I watch it once in a while. A lot of sightings happen around campfire. Oh yeah, and I often wonder if that's a lot to do with like around here. If you have like if mosquitoes ever bad, you can always throw in like a lump of pine straw that's fallen, and that scent in animals and in insects alerts them that there's a forest fire, and it would actually get them to go away if you burn something like that. So I wonder if there's something like that too with Sasquatches, where they see a fire, they come in just to check to make sure is it a forest fire or is it people, and they don't have to get close to determine that. Like 99% of the time, they probably detect it, look, and then they're probably 300 yards away from you, and they can figure out like, okay, that's just people having a fire. How do you reheat your food around camp? I can't reheat food. I have a cooktop. I have like a propane little cooktop. But I really don't reheat anything. I just kind of make enough to eat, and then that's it. Lately, I've been doing a lot of like cold stuff. I just do like sandwiches mostly. And like I said, I've been out of snacks for like 2 days. I forced myself not to buy any because I got to lose a little bit of the stomach fat. But I have no sweets in the bus, and even though I'm like maybe 15 minutes away from a Dollar General, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting the bus together. It takes like 45 minutes to get the bus set up to move, and that's one thing I never really I didn't consider too much. I got to figure out a better way to like pack up and leave, because if there's an incident where like one of the advantages of being in a vehicle, if there's something crazy happening where I got like 5 Sasquatches banging on it, and I want to get out of here. Uh, I mean, obviously, I will just start it and drive, and I'll just be dragging like my Starlink behind me. But there really isn't like a quick way to like get up and move. I can prep for it, obviously, so I can have everything kind of set up ready to go. Then it just makes it really hard because it's a small space in there. So, and a lot of stuff just gets set on the floor. So, and it's things I'm going to figure out. You need some steel shutters. Yeah, I was actually thinking about some sort of shutter system, especially with like like I think the other day I was talking about like some sort of table I could just quickly attach on the side of the bus there. Maybe that's what it could be, like a double function. Like it could be a tabletop, or I can take it off and hang it, and then it'll block out some windows. Turret gun, yeah, absolutely. I like sometimes I fantasize about like what a anti-aircraft weapon would look like on this chassis. It'd be beast. It would do a great job, I think. And that chair shoot up. Oh, and that chair shoots up. Now I'm lost. What are we talking about? Another question: how do you heat food or cook? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just use propane. I got a propane cooktop. That's another thing that Helmet Holler gave me was they had a like an extra like propane cooktop. That's what I got. I need what I need to do is I need to find some good travel pots. Something where like it's got a detachable handle, so it's not taking up awkward space in there. Be like the urban assault vehicle in stripes. You talking about the EM50? Someone dropped that in the Discord. I forget which Discord. Someone name dropped the EM50. I hadn't thought about it. The entire time I built the bus. I didn't think about it. I love stripes, and it just never popped in my head. And there is something kind of EM50 about this thing. Hood mounted minigun. That'd be cool. I couldn't afford the ammo for it. That's for sure. James Bond ejecto seat. Kind of like, are we? Is there enough people in the chat that know a reference from Too Fast, Too Furious when Tyrese ejects that guy out and he goes like ejecto cito. It's like the best part of that movie. And then it's like a Saline Mustang getting squashed by that one truck. Maybe it was a Roush Mustang. I don't know. It's been a minute since I watched Too Fast, Too Furious. During COVID, talking about the James Bond ejecto seat here. During COVID, I marathon the older James Bonds, like the first like 10 of them. And that was pretty cool. I do get what people are saying when they say that he's like a misogynist. Like, I do get it. You know, there's like a scene in one of them where he's just talking to some guy and a chick walks up and he like smacks her on the butt. And he's like, go up to my room. He's like, don't interrupt us when we're talking and go up to the room and wait for me. And it's like, damn, dude, that's savage. I'm back, everybody. I'm back, everybody. That was a misclick. They make one-way view wraps for the windows. You can see out, but the cryptids can't see in. I actually have. There's a different. The bus came with tinted windows, so they were already tinted to a pretty high degree. Like it's pretty blacked out. You don't see too well in. And I went on the inside and I added what's in my pocket? Oh, it's that. Oh, it's my thing. My play thing for later. Um I went in and got it's 70% opacity one-way mirror like screen, and that's on some of the windows. I think all the windows in the back have that on it, and then the middle windows are blacked out, and then all the windows where I sleep against, that's all blacked out because I don't want anybody. I don't want to wake up and look out and see anything peeking in. And so like, yeah, some of them do have that one-way mirror glass. The only glass that isn't touched on the bus is the very back and the very front, like the windshield and all that's pure as the driven snow. And trust me, you know when the sun's beating down on you, you're just in that front end, just like cooking. It's just coming in from all sides, and then the back you can see out, which is both like nice because the toilet's back there, so like it's nice when you got a good view and no one's around. It's like wonderful. You can just kind of sit there on your throne and enjoy the view. But it's not the same if you're in like a busy place. Then you're like, I'm using like magnets to put like sheets up and all that. Maybe we've been on here for an hour. MK, would you mind making a public, legally binding comment that I can have the bus if you get 411? I think someone else is actually already in line for the bus. You guys should get like, I'm telling you, like a good tow behind camper. Like it needs you can get something baller like a Brinkley. Get like a 30-foot Brinkley. And yeah, it'd be awesome. That might be tall enough where you can walk and stand up at the same time. I feel like somebody would have. I feel like some government agency or somebody would have some sort of like what would you call it? Like they would just take it. I don't know. I just feel like they would. Can't have nothing nice. Let's do a quick little scan around. It is very quiet here. So I wonder if I can. Am I overcomplicating this? Hmm. I wonder if I shut off my DJI lav mic, then plugged in just the shotgun mic, not through the recorder, but just the shotgun mic to the laptop. Will it then pick up that microphone? But is it really quiet out here? This guy, I'll take you guys for a little scan around. I'm actually going to detach you because I think that might be a little easier. Ooh. Still with me, guys? Make sure I got a little bit of space on this. See my little finger coming in there? I feel like I can almost hear music. I wonder if that's coming from that kind of lake area. That's still about, I'd say, 4 or 5 miles away. There's some times where you know it's Joe and not Jesse on the HBH count. I feel like I'm pretty good at guessing that. Mexicano said a teardrop trailer. Joe would need an extending box for his feet. Okay, me suspect that Joe lusts for your bus. I mean, who doesn't lust for this thing? Check her out. I still haven't gave a grand tour. I need to film something here soon. I like to get Kevin up here to kind of like assist with that because he knows a lot more about the technical side of things. Can I get closer? I guess I could walk. Well, no, it's a mess in there. Never mind. I'm not going. The Lust Bus. There we go. There we go. That's a name. Look at that finger coming in. Whoa. EM50 cat box edition. Let me tell you what. This is how you know I love cats because I have 2 litter boxes taking up like 6 square feet in there. And sometimes whenever I'm like emptying them out and cleaning them out, they're not in the bus, and I just see how much amazing room I have. Let me pop this back. Click, click. I am not getting dead cat on the keyboard. Oh yeah, but the dead cat's really in my heart. You know what I mean? Amy True says there should be music in the middle of nowhere. But here's what's weird. Like, when you got these cold nights where sound does travel a little bit further, usually not like now, but like on the weekends or something. Sometimes you'll catch music being played on like, say, like a boat or something out in the lake. And that can travel surprisingly far. Other times where it's like even I would be like, I don't know how music would be getting out there. Now there was something I stayed at a shelter on the Appalachian Trail called Hogback Shelter. So look it up. It's a place. And when we were walking in there, it was like me and a couple other hikers. Um, you heard voices. Like it just sounded like people talking all around you. You couldn't make out what they were saying, but you just heard it all around you. And it's breezy that day and there's winds. And at the time, someone said, like, oh, it must just be like the breeze going through the trees. And the way your brain hears it, it tries to blend it to it tries to like make sense of all the noise. So it creates it's basically like pareidolia, but like or parad what the heck did I say that right? Pareidolia? But like with your ears, like with sound. And I went, "Oh, okay." And I just kinda like left it at that. But then I got to thinking, like, is that really a thing? Does anybody know if that's a thing? Or like wind through leaves can sound like people talking? Oki just said NFL. Oh, did we see something? Bring this over here so I can kind of man that thing a little better. Let's move back around towards me. Okay, it's a little bit better. That's weird. Watching me, watching you watching me. Yeah, basically an auditory pareidolia. Like there's like the leaves are making such a cluster of noise that your brain just like again, I don't know if that's true. That's what someone told me. But also on that like Hogback Mountain, there was some legend up there about like a ghost or something like that. So that's why there was some audio matrixing. It's a thing. Okay, so it is a thing. Okay. I did not know. I just like heard that. I accepted it and I moved on with my life. But then I do look back now because you kind of have to when you have like a lot of weird experiences. You need to kind of like look back and reassess. Uh, was that something like matrixing? Interesting. I also thought it was interesting. That whole Hogback Mountain shelter. That was a flashlight is kind of annoying. It's a very sensitive button. I walked back in this direction. Let's go over there. There we go. I went back in there a good ways today because that's where Gata ran off to. And it's all just kind of like oh, I heard something though. That was weird. Good night, Rick. Gardening dragon ass Hogback Mountain in Virginia or in Vermont. I mean, no, it wasn't Vermont. It was either Tennessee or North Carolina. I don't know. It kind of jumps between the states right there, but it was either North Carolina or Tennessee. Now that way, the way that I'm pointing right now, if you were to go back there, eventually, if you started walking through the woods there, you would hit where they had recently. When I say recently, like within the last 10 years, did some logging, and it's all like very fresh forest. But that's a couple miles away. No, actually not. It would be about a mile away. I think. Good night, Rick. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Dream of dead cats, all that. Man the camera a little bit. I don't know if I'm messing with myself or not, but I thought I saw some. Okay, there's some sort of reflective out there. I thought it was possibly eye shine, but it's something. Must just be like some sort of little Forest Service marker. Amy True said Hogback is in Greenville County, SC, near Landrum. Is it really? I know it couldn't have been. I never hiked no. Well, the AT doesn't go through the South Carolina. Does the AC go? Does the Appalachian Trail go through the South Carolina at all? Also known as the Dark Corner, where I grew up. Okay, I know HBH done some stuff in the Dark Corner. That must be what they're talking about. What you guys aren't going to see is the scariest 20 minutes while I pack all this stuff up to go back inside. Joey C says, "What are we doing? We're just waiting for something weird to happen." That's about it. You have any topics you want to talk about? Any movies you like to talk about? Go ahead. Now's a good time. Let's bring you guys back around. Hello. Hawk Soaring said, "Imagine seeing a hairy head peek out behind a tree." And you know what? That's like the type of stuff. I think I just heard a woo. Far away, but fucking thing. Going towards that. Guarding Dragon. So there's a hogback in NC2. From what I just Googled, my hogbacks I'm seeing. Many hogbacks I'm seeing. It's like deep gap. You hear there's probably like 50 different terms of deep gap on the Appalachian Trail. We used to make a joke about it where like every day you gotta go through some gap. It's called deep gap. Pork Chop Express says MK, last bus name, Camp Kaiju. Too kitty. Too kitty. You don't want to associate any type of children sounding names with the school bus. Something that always got me was I don't know what interview it was on, but David Paulides was talking about going out somewhere to look for Bigfoot, and someone told him like, "Oh, you just gotta like they're still, so you have to like focus in on an area." I guess he was on so like a hillside, looking at like another hillside across the way, and that's basically what he said. He started zoning in on just like an area and started focusing on like every little detail, and then he saw like a face of a Bigfoot. And that's like what's creepy to me. Like they just be completely still. That's super creepy. And it's so quiet out here. If like something did, like if a rabbit ran like into the bus and like hit the bus in the middle of the night, I'd probably shit my pants. Pork Chop Express says, "Have a good night, gang. I'm about to punch out. Thanks for coming by and hanging out, Pork Chop Express. I really appreciate it. I'm probably gonna be wrapping it up here in the next like I don't know 10, 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna leave. Well, I got a recorder out. I set that out already. You guys were there for that. I'm gonna keep this the night vision and the super sound stick ready. I should be able to. The way I had it run for just like not live streaming purposes was I can just run that microphone into um, the microphone into the receiver, the recorder, I guess, and then have the night vision camera rocking on the same one. Because in theory, if I'm like looking for something in the dark, I should be pointing at it. Let me check to see what the bus is doing. Let me check the battery on that. Cold does really mess with these. Not with any battery, I guess, but particularly with lithium, it seems like. I still don't have like a good battery monitoring setup on the bus. I have to like so far the best one I have is what the yeah, I'm not picking it up. I gotta get a little bit closer. I feel like. Right on, right on. Still doing good on power. The boom boom bus. Okay, there's something. There's something. Oh, that's I just saw a notification pop up. Goblin Warts just uh I completely forgot about this. I was watching Hellbent Holler stream, but I thought it was tomorrow. I did an interview about 5 weeks ago. It was when I was coming back from the LBL investigation for the Bigfoot Wildman and Booger podcast. It just got released. They were like released while the HBH stream was on, so that's out there. So if you guys want to check it out after the stream, you can check me out on. I'll put the let me put that in the link in chat. I had a lot of fun doing it. I don't generally like doing interview type stuff, but I actually had a good time doing it. It's light, it's fun, nothing too crazy. I don't even think we get into me living in a bus and all. I think that's just completely like mayonnaise is awesome. We talking about patty mayonnaise? Yeah. So if you guys want to see more of me tonight, you guys can watch that. It was a really fun show to watch, and I'm sure they would appreciate any support. And it's produced by Chris Baylock, who I guess is a big supporter of not just Hal Bent Holler, but a lot of other channels in this community, in this realm. Is Bigfoot Dwarf here? Bigfoot Dwarf, what is up? Are you streaming tonight, Bigfoot Dwarf? After I pack up and get someplace, get warm inside here, um, I can brew up some coffee. And we should talk about this whole. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I know we were talking about doing a stream together, like a while ago. I think it was before the LBL stuff. And I just been so topsy turvy with everything from that, and then coming out here. But we should definitely do that soon. There's been so much going on. I'm behind on the Ohio flap. Is there new stuff coming out about the Ohio flap? Before said no stream tonight. Oh, that's all right. You stream quite a bit, so I understand. It is a wild year for Bigfootery. That's for sure. That is for sure. I like it. I feel like it's kind of resetting the board. We're all going back to square one. That's a good thing. There is something kind of like not that I want to talk about the patty thing too much on here, but there is something kind of like it's more like cursory stuff involving that. But there is something not being held down by that like it's freeing that's not allegedly it's not what it says to be. I guess people are still waiting for to see it. I don't know what I heard. You see Bob and the suit. I was like, okay, it's done. Like that's too much of an explanation. And I really hate when people start caveating extra stuff onto the story just to kind of justify it. Like, oh no, they had a suit made for dramatizations. Well, did they? Did they really say that? And why are we just talking about it? A lot of questions. I'm hearing something, but I can't quite. I'm trying to get out to the center here. Ooh, I hear a helicopter in the distance. Seeing Jason or Michael Myers standing out there, which is scarier? Jason. Yeah, that's an easy Jason. Yeah. I know there's not much difference between the two, like in terms of like power, I guess. But no, Jason's definitely scarier than Michael Myers, hands down. Not even a competition. Oh, thank God, that was fucking cat. I heard something and then it's the cat in there. Okay. It was like a meow. Oh, thank God. Okay. I know I'm looking for these things, but sometimes I don't want to. MK, you did a good job yesterday on the PG film. Honestly, the stream, you mean? I was surprised. I actually haven't checked the comment section. I don't know if I got much comments on it, but people should be understanding of like it makes a lot more sense if it's not legitimate. It kind of explains a lot of things. It explains why we haven't gotten at least as good as footage after all these years because it's super hard to get footage. It's super hard to actually accomplish that. As proven from like I said, I think I said from the day after the Patterson footage, no one's ever been able to get footage as good. Now we know why. Like it makes sense now. And again, like this is a whole new frontier. Like a rock or something over there. I wasn't trying to upset people about it, but like you have to kind of like paint this picture for people because like one thing I can't stand is like the dodging of a question with a question. So if you say like, "Well, explain to me Bob Dylan standing next to a patty suit," people go, "Well, they're trying to make money off of this thing." That's not what I'm. That's okay. That's not what I'm looking for here. You already like you have to argue what's in front of you. So like, someone explain to me why Bob Giblin's hanging out with a patty suit and why they're filming it. That's the question at hand here, and that's really should be the only question people should be asking at this moment, because the answer to that is the answer to everything. Not why they release it at this film festival? Why didn't they release it like this? How much money are they making off of that? These are all questions that don't mean anything to Bigfootery. The only question that is important is why is Bob Gimlin next to a patty suit? You know, that's where we're at in life. And it's not like this stuff is out of the blue. I mean, the footage is, but the people who have been kind of hitting the alarms for this, it's the same people that's always been there. You know, and like not everybody's gonna be like some of them aren't good for interviews and TVs. Not everyone is. So like, you remember in the '90s when it must have been the '90s when Bob Hermonimus came out, and who was it? Um, like Bob Hermonimus comes off of like a shady guy, and the reason why he comes off as a shady guy is like all these people are kind of shady. They were all involved in doing a shady act. So it's easy to shoot them down, but you also can't hold other people involved that like above the standard. And the one thing I really can't stand is I've been getting the 90% of the comments I'll get is that like Bob Gimlin's a good man, he wouldn't lie, and it's like that's not how lying works. Like outwardly bad people lying aren't believed because they're outwardly bad. So a good liar is a good person. They're gonna present that. One of the first things I learned whenever I went overseas, and when I was training doing counterterrorism work, um, the guy who's nicest to you when you show up in country, the local that is the nicest to you is the one that's going to cut your throat. He's being nice to you to get close to you. This is no different than anything else. And it's true. I am so cautious of like overly nice people because I'm that's how I think. I think, okay, well, what are they trying to get off of me? And we should all be thinking like that. We need to be more critical of some of this stuff when it comes up instead of just being like, "Oh, this guy's got to be telling the truth. He's so and so." It's like, well, oh, he's super nice. It's like, okay, a person how a person presents themselves isn't going to be a clear judge of character. You have to judge them based on their actions, and there's just like too many wrong actions taking place of a good person where they're not a good person at some point. Like I get that they're nice to you. I'm sure like they're nice. I have no doubt about that. I'm sure they're pleasant to be around, but it is what it is. You have to be cautious with like what people show you. Hashtag I stand with Standing. It's crazy that like at the end of this year, that Todd Standing might be the most legitimate Bigfoot researcher. Because you know what? He's got some of the best. He's got some of the best. That Ridge Runner video, I still think is one of like the tops. It's if it's a guy in a suit, he risked his life to like run across a cliff wall. Like that's so crazy. Who's going to the old double whammy? No, but that's why I purposely act like yeah. That's why I'm just me. I'm just like asshole MK. I'm just a regular MK. If you ever hear like, oh, MK's a great guy, he's super cool. Definitely believe everything he says. Like that would be questionable. But like someone going like, oh, MK's a complete asshole, but he did see a he did see a Thunderbird. It's like, oh, okay. My father said the difference between brush and tall timber. You're tall timber. Good night, G Dragon. Oh, Garden and Dragon's going to bed. Good night, Garden and Dragon. Thank you. You popped up in a few of my streams here. I really appreciate it. Bob Johnson, you catch more flies with honey. Exactly. Exactly. And especially when the whole thing is that you were trying to like you want to continue making money licensing this thing out. Like you have to present yourself like nicely so that like it gets out. Like you couldn't be a raging douchebag and like expect that people are gonna want to like deal with you to even get the licensing and all that stuff. Like a lot of stuff makes sense. This man standing. I'm telling you. The one on the Todd Standing topic, do you remember? You guys know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that picture he's got of it's the face of a Bigfoot. It's not the one that looks like him. It's like one that's got like really black eyes, and it's like I got creeped out right now. Check behind me. It looks fake. There's something about it where it really looks kind of like it doesn't look like a monkey. It doesn't really look like a person. It looks like some sort of weird. You guys know what I'm talking about here? I might have to go. Oh my god, it's so hard not to talk shit with a few wines in me. I like it, Amy. You sound fun. But you guys know what I'm talking about? There's that one. It's not the one that looks like him. It's like this Bigfoot that has very like thin lips, black eyes, and that one creeps me out. There's something about that one I actually feel like that's authentic. It looks nothing like what I would expect something to look like. It doesn't look like something that someone would fake, because why would you fake it looking like that? It's just so strange to me. And even the one that like looks like him that you always see, like they cut his face, like they show like half his face and the other half of the Bigfoot. I mean, what if there's some sort of like shape shifting thing going on here? Like I'm not putting anything past anything at this point, you know? Try ignoring the sounds and see if it will try closer. Yeah, all right. The blonde squatch. Yeah, that sounds right. That must be it right there. I can like present a screen and show it, but well, I don't know. I'll probably get copyright struck by Todd Standing. I think I should show it on my screen. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's gonna be so hard to try to get all this stuff in there with the cats. AJ Murr says, "Don't whistle." Oh yeah, that's old lore right there. I don't do that either. I don't whistle. I generally try to heed the warnings of Native Americans when they have like some lore, like whistling. I don't try to do. The one thing that I like totally messed up on was that, like, you know, they say like you should never go towards like the orbs, like the lights in the woods and the orbs. I totally walked up on that one, and I think it was just as surprised as me though. So we all made it. Andrew, you have a short bus? What kind of short bus you got? Tell me about your short bus. Oh, it's getting cold now. It's kicking in. A Chevy 97. Oh, so is it like a cutaway? One of those like cutaway van buses, like the those types of short buses? A proper Dusty from Twister short bus? The blue orbs are supposed to ones to be avoided the most. Yeah, and that was the thing about it. It was like it was one of the blue ones, and I thought it was a hiker that was like kind of like not lost, but kind of trying to get his bearings. And I was just hanging out on my hammock, and it was the sun had just set, and I was taking night shots. And I see. Well, at first I saw like an orange light and like a blue light. And again, I thought it was just two hikers. That's what it registered as. That's all I thought it was. So I'm sitting there taking my night shots, and the sun sets, and then the blue light's still up there, and I see it start coming down, similar to the way I came in. There's like a trail that comes down through there, so it's kind of following that same area. And then when it starts getting close, I assume it's a hiker, and I assume that they were kind of maybe weirded out that I was down there. So went to go introduce myself. So I put my headlamp on, I turned it on, and I walked up to it. I mean, I got to from me to like the bus here, like it was that far away from me. And I turned my headlamp off, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" And I look at it, and it is just a ball floating. I see like everything around it, like there was no form there. It was just this, and I describe it like what it reminded me of. There was a slight like swirl to it. If you ever seen those like Norwegian spiral photographs, that's what it kind of looked like to me. It looked like, because there was like a swirl in there, and there was like a black dot in the middle of it, and it just kind of floated there for a minute, and then it just kind of drifted away. But I had known prior to that like that was always the lore, was like don't go towards the blue lights, and I totally did. I walked right up to it and said hi. I was like jaw dropped. Like I had my phone in my hand from taking pictures, and nothing like popped in my head like, oh, you should take a picture. My brain just went blank. I was like, oh. That was up in the Burkheads. That was at Bingham Cemetery, and it was Halloween night. I really do think there's something about certain holidays where the veil is thinner. And you said, I'm in Ohio, hearing and seeing several things in Perry County. Like currently, like right now, Ohio right now is the where the flaps going on. I'm assuming you're tracking that. But that whole Ohio flap's been very interesting. It's been like a man, it's a crazy year for Bigfoot. I'll tell you what, it's going strong. Nothing like that's been seen since I think they said like the 70s. It is dead quiet out here. I'm not getting anything. I need to set up some sort of like where I can set all this equipment out on the outside, but I can sit inside the bus. That would be really cool. We're expecting action for MK. This is St. Patty's Day. It is. It's my people's day. You know what I mean? That is so weird that like the Patty stuff comes out on St. Patty's Day. Okay, you need a motion activated lights on the side of your bus and behind you. Not a bad idea. That should be fair. That should be fairly easily doable. I think I can get some solar stuff. I don't even have to run wires. Being if I do got to run wires, it's pretty easy. I don't know. Up there in Wayne's National Forest, heard of that. So, are you like? Have you always been into the bigfooting stuff, or just this recent like Ohio flap kind of get you interested in? But I'm gonna say and a swivel chair. I mean, I brought my office chair in there, one that I've had for years. It fits. Here's what I'm gonna do, because I got a lot of stuff to pick up here. I'm gonna keep the who's Jeremiah? Jeremiah Byron, who they're talking about. He's the podcast host for Bigfoot Society. A really great just kind of like with a map, so to say. Flap sounds worse than a rash or streak. I don't know where the term flap came from. Who? I mean, I know that was used in the 70s, but yeah. Would you think? You think it would be more like a rash or a streak? Yell as loud as you can. They will answer. Ooh, that's cryptic. What do you guys think? Should I give a whoop? Let me see in the chat. Should I whoop it before I wrap this up? Because I'm freezing. It's getting cold now. Yeah, Bigfoot Society. It's a good podcast. I recommend it. Jeremiah, I didn't know he knew who I was, and he gave me a compliment in Halben's chat earlier. Said I was the funniest guy in Bigfooting. So I take it as a compliment. That's what's up. I didn't know he knew where I was. Yeah, I didn't know he knew me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go for it. Do it. You'll see. Okay, well, let's not get cryptic about it, Andrea. Let's keep it fun and light here. I'm not trying to get murdered by a Sasquatch. Let's go for it. Should I give a whoop or just yell? What's everyone thinking? Yes. What kind of car is that? Let me see that. What we got going on there? A little Corvette. Nice. You had Bigfoot flap like in PA in the 70s when they were coming off the flying saucers. Oh man, the Stan Gordon stuff, man. The stuff he was like getting reports from in the 70s in Pennsylvania was absolutely wild. No, yell hard and load. That's what I like to hear from the ladies. Yell hard and load. Let's do this. Oh, and getting a whoop too. It has to be a whoop. No, security cameras on the corner of the bus. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna get some sort of industrial like camera setup for the exterior stuff. Yeah, Chestnut Ridge area. And I grew up in my hometown, Northern Cambria. When I was there, it was called Spangler. It's right where the Chestnut Ridge ends and drops down at, like where the actual like Chestnut Ridge, the entirety of it, where it ends at. My hometown is right there at the northern like terminus of it. All right, let's give this thing. I'm gonna give it a whoop. I feel like a whoop is a little bit more. Let's get this recorder out. Make sure this is still running. Get this thing on ready. Woo! Quiet night. Quiet night. Where we at there? Oh, almost at 2 hours. Wow. I thought I'd wrap this up like 15 minutes, like 30 minutes ago. Do it again. Do it again? I did a whoop the first time. I guess I'll just yell. Like just like a war face yell. Like, is that what I'm doing? Quiet is creepy. Oh, stop it. Just heard something. Like a beating. Yeah, being in the Uwharries. Uwharries, they can't be too far away. That's true. It's only 54,000 acres. Should I give a little like Joe whoop? Whoop! Stay down. Do it again as long as you can and as hard as you can. I have to talk to people tomorrow. You know what I mean? Oh, man, it's really quiet out here. Oh yeah, it is getting wild out there on Facebook. I can just turn this thing around. Is that what you want? This is what you want me to do? Try to kind of get it pointed up so there we go. Is it a new moon? Is that why it's going to be a zero illumination? The forest is not quiet at night. This one is. It was very quiet. What's wrong with the flashlight? How we doing? Oh, that one's plugged in. That's the one I got to look for. Checking the batteries on it. Or just scoping you out, you know? Yeah, I got another headlamp in the bus. Oh, I'll do that next time. That makes sense. That works. Yes, tomorrow night is a new moon. Well, cool. I don't know if I'll be in this exact location tomorrow night. Um, probably though. I kind of this is a good spot. I get a lot of good power out of it just because it's kind of open, and despite like a little bit of like bicycle traffic during the day, I didn't get much. Don't mind us, okay? Just doing your thing. It was really dark here tonight, so I put out my fire and rolled inside to watch my TV. Nice. Check on the old bus battery, seeing how we're doing. I did realize one thing that I was doing. Again, kind of a user mistake, but I had the defroster on the Starlink, so that was probably using up quite a bit of extra juice than normal. Since I cut it off, it seems like it runs. You get a little bit more time off of it. That close to the Bluetooth thing's like right over here somewhere. A little Bluetooth receiver. Get up. For whatever reason, my phone's not showing me what my bus battery's looking like. Yep, okay, we're just along for the ride. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I want you guys to like tag along on adventures. I think tomorrow night, if it's this cold, I'm just going to do it from inside the bus. I think I'm just going to have the windows open and just do it there next to the heater. I think I am going to wrap it up. I got the audio recorder out. I'll keep that night vision and the super sound stick on the ready. And that's a copyright by Hellbent Holler, by the way. I think I owe him a quarter for saying that. I'm going to start wrapping this up. I'll leave you guys here. We're going to keep playing. I'm going to try to load up as much as I can. That way, when I cut you guys off, I'll only be alone outside for a couple minutes or so. Let me get. I used to have a cattle that I was. This isn't me. I'm reading the chat. I used to have cattle that was feeding to exotic cats coming up missing in the middle of the night. I'm talking 1,200-pound cattle. The stories I could tell. We have down here the well, we're not here, but in Bladen County, North Carolina, which wasn't too far from, it's next to Cumberland County, where I spent a lot of time at. They had the Bladen Barrow beast, and that was like described as a very feline kind of creature. And so other stories, I think maybe the dog man legend is kind of took some descriptions to make it seem like it's a dog, but all the earlier stuff always it talked about like it was a giant, like a leopard or something like that. The bus is large, Marge. Yeah. Hmm. Don't get too crazy with packing up. I'll try to put everything in a one bin. The Starlink is kind of the most awkward thing to kind of pack up. It's cut this guy down. Ooh, man, it's cold. It's hitting me now. This belongs with the super sound stick. Let me turn this camera a little bit. I'm keeping an ear out tonight if I hear anything. Hopefully that recorder set out. Pick it up. Yeah, everyone stay warm tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this. There will get better over time, and there'll be more technologically marvelous later on. It's all going to get there, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's really great to see everybody. Thanks for all the support. I think I'm going to wrap this up here. Yeah, because I got to kind of unplug the Starlink to get it inside. So that's probably going to be the end. Thank you, guys. It was a great 2 hours. It flew by. I'm good and frozen. Let me go ahead and flip this guy back around. I will talk to many of y'all tomorrow. You're going to see me around. Don't worry. The people in my Discord, I'll give you guys updates. And I'm glad you guys some of you guys seem to enjoy it. It's cool to sit back and enjoy. Hell yeah. Love the live. Watch your 6MK. Will do. Crypto Casper. Good night, everybody. All right, everybody. Stay safe. Stay warm. Keep your wits about you. And buckle up for this crazy Bigfoot year that we're already kind of getting into. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.